Do you feel trapped in the fight, flight, freeze mode, or have anxiety that comes out of nowhere? Does it feel so debilitating that it's hard to focus on your day-to-day activities, connect with friends and family, do your work productively, or just overall be able to have a good day? A lot of what happens with anxiety in our fight, flight, freeze mode is what's called our sympathetic nervous system activating, which is something that needs to be there, but left online for too long can have serious consequences on our mental, emotional, and physical well-being. I'm going to take you through a series of exercises today that can tap right into your vagus nerve to help regulate anxiety and manage big, overwhelming fight, flight, freeze feelings. Let's dive in. My name is Kyle Poon and I'm a registered psychologist, and I'm going to guide you through this today. Now, a quick disclaimer before we start. Although I'm a registered psychologist, I'm not your psychologist, so please, before trying anything in these videos, consult with your health practitioner or your mental health therapist. All of this is for informational and educational purposes only. So let's dive into this info. Now, when we get stuck in this fight, flight, or freeze mode, our vagus nerve is essentially a light switch that's left on and never has an opportunity to come off to reset. What you might notice is that there's going to be a lot of physical symptoms. You might notice constant heart racing, really shallow breathing. You might notice that the energy is being pumped to your extremities, your arms, your legs, but not really having much energy in your internal core. That could look like your muscles being really tense, your jaw being really tense, clenching. You might have sweating or cold hands and palms. Mentally, what you could be seeing happening is overthinking, catastrophizing, going worst case scenarios, really just fixated on all or nothing and not being able to tune into things in between. And you might have difficulties concentrating and issues remembering things. Now, all of these are adaptive. Even though it seems like some of these are maladaptive, it's adaptive when your fight, flight, freeze system, your sympathetic nervous system, is turned on. This is your vagus nerve activating when you need it. But sometimes you don't have the opportunity to digest what you've gone through or have somebody safe to sort it through so that your vagus nerve can move back and shift over to that rest and ready position. As a result, that can lead to chronic issues such as chronic anxiety, chronic depression, chronic inflammation. So what we're going to do is dive into a vagus nerve exercise today to tap into your natural parasympathetic nervous system, which is our rest and digest calm system, using some simple exercises. Here we go. We're going to do 3 exercises in a row, layering it one after the other so you get maximum effect. I'm going to invite you to lean in with me here, and I'll do the counting as we go along for 30 seconds on each side of what we do, and you just tune into your body. So the first exercise is taking your head and leaning your right ear down to your right shoulder. And you don't have to overstrain, go as far as it can go, which is comfortable for you. I, as you can see, don't have too much movement, so I might be a little tense here right now. And we're going to hold that position as you take your eyes and move it down to the right for 30 seconds. Just breathing normally as we go through this. Allowing your body just to be here. Good, and then move your eyes back to neutral, and then slowly bring your head up. And let's repeat on the other side, taking your left ear to your left shoulder. Side for me feels a little looser, and your eyes down to the left for 30 seconds, and I'll let you know when we're done. Good. And then moving your head back to neutral with your eyes. Nice. Quick 1 minute there for the first exercise. Now, let's move to the second one to layer in that level of calm. The second one, very similar to the first one. We're going to take our head down to the right. Eyes opposite direction this time, up to the left. Holding it for 30 seconds, and I'll let you know when we're done. Anytime you have thoughts that come along during this practice, just allow them to be there, like clouds in the sky, drifting by. And then moving your eyes back to neutral, and then slowly bringing your head back up. Nice. Can you guess what the next part is? Well, if you guessed it, left ear down to left shoulder, eyes up to the right. Here we go for 30 seconds. You might notice your breathing beginning to deepen. You might allow yourself to take a bigger inhale, followed by a longer exhale. And if you have a sigh, yawn, or swallow, feel free to allow that to come. And then moving your eyes back to neutral, and then moving your head back up to neutral. Great. That was our second layer of the exercise. Now we're going to add our final layer, which is very similar to the first one with a little bit of a modification. So, beginning by taking your head down to the right shoulder, right ear to right shoulder, and then you're going to take your right hand over your head, placing it just on the top of the left part of your head very gently. We're not tugging, we're just placing it very slightly while you take your eyes up to the left. And what you're going to do with your left hand now is take it across your body, wrapping it around your ribs or your torso, and again just a slight tug. We're having a slight pressure, very light in each direction. Holding it for 30. Good, and then slowly releasing your arms, then moving your eyes to neutral, and then your head back to neutral. And now we're going to our final side. Left ear to left shoulder, left arm comes up and over, a nice gentle touch on the right side of your head, and your right arm comes over across your ribs on the left side with a gentle tug in the opposite direction. Eyes up to the right, holding for 30 seconds. Good, and then releasing your left arm, followed by your right arm, eyes back to neutral, and your head slowly up. And then checking in with your body, seeing how that felt. Maybe taking a few deep breaths here to notice how you've tuned in to your vagus nerve, your parasympathetic nervous system is likely turned quite on right now into that rest and digest. Wonderful. Now, if you noticed a shift here, what happened is that we freed up some space in our thoracic spine area, increasing space between our ribs and our sternum. This also helped reduce a forward head posture, because as we have more forward head posture, it's an increased activation of our sympathetic nervous system. So this can allow us to come back to a neutral position for our spine, which then has a domino effect to communicate to our nervous system that we are indeed in a safe, calm place now. And doing exercises like these can increase what we call vagal tone. And vagal tone is a good indicator of overall health with your parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest. And what you should see, if you've ever heard of this, is increased vagal tone results in an increased heart rate variability. Heart rate variability is the change in your heart rate as you engage in different activities, as you engage in different things that you're experiencing in your life, and the greater variability that your heart is able to move as you go along indicates greater overall health. Lower variability means that we need to increase that tone in our vagus nerve, which is basically like flexing muscles at the gym. Every time we flex those bicep curls or do a squat, we increase the strength of those muscles. So the more you layer in exercises like this, which some of you might have experienced before with me, the more we increase the flexing muscle of our calming system. So I invite you to take this simple exercise in your day-to-day, use it however you see fit. Maybe you come back and allow my guidance through this exercise again, over and over. I really appreciate the time you took to watch this today. If you want to continue your vagus nerve journey, check out this video, which does another simple vagus nerve exercise. And I wish yourself and your nervous system all the best as you move through the rest of your day. Take good care. And if you really enjoyed this video, please hit that subscription button, as more subscribers like you help me to continue make content like this. Thank you so much. Take care.